This week, as we move through the portion of Emor, we are brought into a very precise kind of awareness. Not everything deserves elevation, and not everything we think, feel, or say is meant to be carried forward. At the same time, the astrological influences of this week reflects that exact tension. On April the 26th, Uranus enters Gemini, beginning a long-term shift in how we think, how we communicate, and how we process reality. Gemini governs the mind, language, and the exchange of information. So Uranus here begins to awaken and disrupt those systems. Over time, this transit will challenge us to think differently, to question the narratives we've inherited, and to become more aware of how much we are taking in. But in the immediate moment, this can feel like stimulation, more thoughts, more input, more mental movement. At the same time, Venus forms a connection with Neptune, softening the emotional field. This brings sensitivity, compassion, and a reminder of what actually matters beneath the surface. But then Mercury forms a square to Jupiter, and this is where things can become exaggerated. Thoughts can feel bigger than they are. Concerns can expand. And what might normally pass can suddenly feel significant. So when you combine all of this, you get a very specific experience. A lot of input, a lot of movement, and a tendency to give too much importance to things that don't actually deserve it. And this is where Emor becomes incredibly relevant, because the Torah portion of Emor is not just about speech, it's about discernment. It is about understanding that what we elevate becomes sacred. And this applies not only to what we say, but to what we give our attention to. Where your attention goes this week, what you repeat internally, what you choose to engage with, that is what you are elevating. And the question becomes, is it worth it? Later in the week, Venus forms a trine with Pluto, bringing depth and emotional truth. This can create moments of clarity in relationships, in values, and in what we truly care about. Then, on May 1st, we have the full moon in Scorpio. This full moon brings intensity, emotional depth, and a kind of exposure. Scorpio reveals what is hidden, what is underneath, and what we may not have wanted to face. So if earlier in the week there is confusion or exaggeration, by the time we reach the full moon, the truth tends to surface. Not necessarily in a dramatic way, but in a clear one. And finally, Mercury moves into Taurus on May 2nd. This helps to ground the mind. After a week of stimulation and movement, Mercury and Taurus slow things down. It brings us back into the body, into the present moment, and into something more stable and tangible. So the arc of the week looks like this: stimulation, exaggeration, clarity, grounding. And your role within that is not to control everything that arises. It is to choose what you elevate. You don't need to engage with every thought. You don't need to respond to every feeling. And you don't need to give importance to everything that appears urgent. Because when everything is elevated, nothing is sacred. And this is something I work through very specifically with clients in sessions, bringing clarity to what is real, what is being amplified, and how to return to center. So this week, stay simple. Notice what you are giving your attention to. Notice what you are repeating. And gently ask yourself, is this something I want to carry forward? Or is this something I can let pass? Because stability is not found in controlling everything. It is found in choosing again and again what deserves your energy. Have a great week.